in a pressure spot. 41-yard attempt to win the game, and it is no good. No good. Jake Moody missed it to the right. There's still 6 seconds left on the game clock. But the Browns are going to get the football back. San Francisco, 1 timeout remaining.
I love it.
Jake Moody, no good from 41.
That's a little bit of revenge.
There are flags on the
my
field
Cowboys
now.
To watch the 49ers
Likely celebration penalties, I would
go
imagine.
down the very next week. As we stop the clip. Wow. I felt good. It felt good watching the 49ers lose the following week after beating my Cowboys the way that they did. Obviously, they came into this game a bit overconfident. Yes, after that, 42-10 blowout of the Dallas Cowboys, they were feeling good about themselves. And, they didn't take the Browns serious because the Browns were actually playing without their starting quarterback. Right. So they showed up and, missed a field goal and got their first loss of the season. So it feels pretty good. And the Eagles lost as well. But we'll dive, into those games and as well as the rest of the NFL games today in a moment. But first, I got to welcome y'all to the Press Box. I'm your host, Cee Will, your #1 NFL sports platform. Today, we had a lot of upsets today. A lot of underdogs were barking. They were barking. Yes, they were. And that's why you got to love football. As they say, any given Sunday, you can get it. It doesn't matter your record. It doesn't matter, who the team is. It doesn't matter how good you are. Any given Sunday. They even had a movie about that. Right. So the first clip was a shots fired. Yes. We letting you know that today's games were like shots, full of action, full of intrigue. And we're going to dive right in as we take a look at some scores. 1 second here.
In a pressure spot. 41-yard attempt.
So the scores today, we'll start with the Baltimore Ravens playing the Tennessee Titans. And the Ravens was able to win. This game was in Europe, London, I believe, 24-16. Ravens go to 4-2. And the Titans are 2-4. And the Washington Commanders got their third win of the season by defeating the Atlanta Falcons 24-16. Then the Minnesota Vikings was able to get their second win of the season by defeating the Chicago Bears 19-13. The Seattle Seahawks had a big game against the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals were able to pull off a 17-13 nail biter against the Seahawks. The Bengals go to 3-3. And the 49ers, of course, took their first loss 19-17. And the Cleveland Browns went to 3-2 with the victory today. So, and they were able to do that with a backup quarterback. Excuse me. So, we know that the 49ers more than likely looked over them, but can't look over anybody in this game. But me personally, like I said, I love it. Great day for football. Okay, so we move on to the Carolina Panthers versus the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins kept it rolling at home, 42-21, to go to 5-1. The Panthers are a lowly 0-6. Then we have the Jaguars going to 4-2 with a 37-20 victory over the Colts. Colts dropped to 3-3. Then the Houston Texans, who's been bad for so long. Yeah, they were able to defeat the Saints 20-13 to go to 3-3, 500 on the season. And then we have the Raiders, who went to 3-3 today by defeating the New England Patriots in a 21-17 nail biter at home. And then the Rams put a whooping up on the Cardinals, 26-9, to go to 3-3. Cardinals dropped to 1-5. And here we have the Eagles and the Jets, the other upset of the day. And I love this. I love this. I hate the Eagles. The Eagles are the team that I hate the most. They hate us. So anytime the Eagles lose, just like how they feel anytime the Cowboys lose, we love it. I actually made a bet on the Jets, and I'm happy that I was able to win that bet as well. So, and the Lions defeated the Buccaneers to go to 5-1 this year. The Lions are doing really, really good. 20-6. So we'll take a look at some of these Eagles Jets highlights. Jalen Hurts had a bad day today. He had a bunch of interceptions, but this one here is what actually did it. We can get to it. Oh, and if you like this NFL content, please do not forget to subscribe to the Press Box and make sure you give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and pound and mash that like button so we can keep coming with this good content.
The Jets have the ball.
This interception sealed it
is
for the Jets.
There's the game.
This is everybody's MVP, Jalen Hurts.
That's the one thing they couldn't do.
On the interception to lose the game.
And Jalen Hurts throwing off his back, but he's back. He's backing up. He's trying to get it to
a lot
guard.
like Dak Prescott.
Wilson on first down.
Can't believe that Jalen Hurts did.
And it's a touchdown. That's the
Dak
best
did.
thing that could have happened.
Not Jalen Hurts.
Breece Hall went into the end zone. Because now the Jets will take the lead, but the Eagles will have a minute and 46 seconds to come back.
Wilson
takes the snap. He's looking. He's still looking. He fires the football, and it is caught for 2 points by Randall Cobb.
3 interceptions.
Lots of traffic, but I can tell you
I'm going to talk a little bit
Wilson
more
hangs in there
about Jalen as we conclude this set of these highlights. So we'll stop the share on that. Okay, so another thing that I want you guys to look at as I play my theme music. Okay, so one more share. see something right quick. So here is the numbers of Jalen Hurts today versus the same defense that Dak Prescott went up against in week number 2. Okay, now be able to see. All right. So Jalen Hurts today went 28-45 for 280 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions. I mean, and then threw 1 to lose the game. I want the same smoke for Jalen Hurts that y'all give Dak Prescott. The same smoke I gotta have. Please give me the same smoke. Because if this was Dak Prescott, man, it'd be all the memes and jokes and all this stuff. We need to give Jalen the same smoke. Jalen just signed a deal. I forget how much it was, but hey, that's not what, people get paid the big bucks to do. Look at his quarterback rating, 59.5. So, and I'm going to show you one more thing here. I want you to see another stat line. I want you to see what Dak Prescott numbers were against this same Jets defense. Okay, these Cowboys won 30-10. Eagles lost to the same team. And the Jets do got a good defense, by the way. But let's look at Dak Prescott. 31 out of 38, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, a quarterback rating of 112.2 compared to Jalen Hurts' 59.3. Hey, I'm just saying, everything isn't as bad as it seems, and everything isn't as good as it seems either. That's why when you watch these games, you have to take it with a grain, of salt. You know what I'm saying? You just got to just take it as if like, okay, well, they had a bad day. Once you notice a trend, then you react. You never don't want to overreact to one thing. Like how the Cowboys lost last week. Everybody was like, the roof is falling in. But end of the day, it's only one game. What do you do afterwards? Do you get better or do you get worse? Just like people probably felt like the 49ers couldn't lose after beating Dallas like that. But next week they lose. The Eagles were undefeated. But I knew that the Eagles was going to lose that game. And the reason why I knew that is because I saw that the Jets, even though they got blew out by my Cowboys, at home, they beat the Buffalo Bills, and they only lost to Kansas City by 3. So for them to be 6.5, 7-point underdogs, like, well, why would they make Philly beat them by 7 when the other teams who are as good as Philly or better either lost to them or only won by 2 or 3 points? So I made a bet on the Jets. And also a factor that most people didn't look at was the Jets were a trap game. They were a trap game. I said they were a trap game. What do I mean by trap game? Well, the high-flying Miami Dolphins take on the Philadelphia Eagles next week. And both teams, the Dolphins won, but both teams started out struggling today. The Carolina Panthers, who are 0-6, started out with a 14-0 lead against Miami. So that showed that Miami didn't come out right. For them to be behind to the last team in the league. But again, when you're thinking about a bigger game the week after, they call that a trap game. The Eagles was looking at it the same way. Like, okay, we're playing the Jets, but we really ain't got nothing to prove to the Jets. But, we got this big game where we can make a statement next week. And a lot of times teams and players get caught looking ahead. They get caught looking ahead. It's only human nature to look ahead and you get too far into the future and that you forget about now. You have to take care of today before you can get to tomorrow. But unfortunately in sports, when you have a big win or you riding a high, it's tough to come back down low. So that's why I knew that the Eagles would lose that game, because the Jets are a team that you don't play around with. You have to come and treat them like they are legit. You don't look over them. Carolina, you can look over them because you saw that they were down the Dolphins were down 14-0, but they still were able to score 42. And Carolina only scored 7 more points. So they couldn't score enough to keep up. So we knew that they probably would win. But the 49ers was actually, I know why they lost, but I didn't believe that they were actually going to lose to a team that didn't have their quarterback, Deshaun Watson. So, but, they didn't respect their opponent, probably said to themselves, they don't even have their starting quarterback. How are they going to beat us? We just beat the Cowboys 42-10. They showed up and got their bus whooped, 19-17. And I know all the Cowboy Nation, we're ecstatic. We're ecstatic. You know why? Because with our 2 losses, now we're back in the race again. Now we're back in the race. And don't sleep on us. Because we've always been able to beat the Eagles. I don't care what their record is. We don't see the Eagles as how the league see the Eagles, not us. Now, the 49ers got our number. If we can miss the 49ers, that'll be great. But the Eagles, we ain't worried about them doggone Eagles. We're not. With the rivalries, you can throw the records out the windows and, and put the football on the field and lace up the cleats and let's play. So, again, I just want to encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel and go ahead and comment, your thoughts. If you are digging the NFL content or any of our content, just drop us a line and, go ahead and give us a shout out. We're trying to build, we're trying to get it out the mud, and we are building. And we just want to give our thanks to all of you guys for watching our shows, our podcasts, and hopefully we can continue to, put out good information, and you guys can continue to be intrigued by the press box and our content. You know what that music means, don't you? Music means it's time to end this podcast. We wanted to talk a little bit about NFL. We want to expand our horizons. We are Arkansas Razorbacks, but we are also total sports. We're not just limited to one thing, and as we get further along in our podcast, we will be covering everything. So, again, thank you for watching the Press Box. My name is Cee Will. Until the next time, so long.